Hey everybody, I'm Maya, and this is Talky Hands, where I do the talking and my hands do a little performance of sorts. This week's focus, being your own best friend. In other words, no negative self-backtalk. So, before we delve into this, it might sound a little counterintuitive, because what does that really mean? Be your own best friend? But when you start to think about it in a broader perspective, I think it really can improve your mental health in ways that you don't even really consider at times. So first off, what do I mean by being your own best friend? Well, by saying be your own best friend, I mean think about someone who's like a friend. Maybe it is a best friend. Maybe it's a friend. Maybe it's a family member. The point is, maybe it's someone that you just care about, You want to be nice to them, you enjoy being around them, that sort of thing. You get the idea. Now, think about one of your really bad days. Maybe you've got a bad day at work, a bad day at school, a bad day at home, whatever, and you just feel like berating yourself to no end. See where I'm going here? Like, say, you might start telling yourself, whether out loud or in your head, I'm stupid, I'm an idiot, I'm not good enough, I'm too fat, I'm too skinny, I'm never gonna get this, I'm not smart enough, I'm too dumb, I'm too selfish, I'm too inconsiderate, all these negative words. Now, try flipping the picture a little. Can you imagine saying any of that kind of stuff to someone you care about? Say, maybe it's a friend or a family member or someone you care about. Can you imagine telling them that? Saying that they're stupid or that they are not good enough or that they're too fat or they're too thin. Can you imagine ever saying anything like that? If you're like most people, probably not. Well, no, I guess I shouldn't say most people. That's kind of generalizing too much. Well, if you're like some people, in general, probably not, right? You probably can't begin to imagine even saying those kind of mean, cruel things to people that you care about, right? And yet here we are, constantly letting ourselves slide with telling that same kind of junk to ourselves. So how does our mental health feel? Well, I mean, if you've got a low self-esteem, that is definitely probably not happening. And I imagine if you're on a little bit of the darker side, as I guess you could call it, depression, suicidal thoughts, just that kind of darker embodiment of your mental health, of your approach to your mental state, then that negative self-backtalk really doesn't do anything. Because think about it. Does it make you feel better? Does it really make you feel better if you tell yourself all the time that you're stupid or that you're not good enough or that you're too fat? That stuff is not going to make anybody feel better. So instead of having backtalk with yourself, I say backtalk the backtalk. So next time, I know this sounds kind of cliche, but I found it does work in a way for me at times, for instance. So the next time you feel like saying that you're stupid or you're not good enough, try countering that backtalk. If you feel like your mind's going to tell you, if you feel like tears are welling in your eyes and you're going to say something mean to yourself like, I'm a terrible person, then counter that attitude. Backtalk that backtalk. Tell yourself, no, I am not good enough. I am good enough for some things. I am good enough at what I do. Now, the way that you backtalk this backtalk will vary depending on the kind of person you are. But in general, try to think of things that you're good at. Play to your strengths. So like for me, I'm an artist. So whenever I feel like telling myself that I'm not good enough or I'm not smart enough, I remind myself of the things I can do. I can draw, I can write, I'm a very insightful thinking person, just things like that. I'm good at, maybe for you, it's like, I'm good at music, I'm good at drawing, I'm good at reading, I'm good at keeping my attention, my focus on things for a long time. I'm good at being determined, just intangible things like that will work too. You know, if you're really determined about something, no matter how hard it is, then that is something you can use to backtalk, that backtalk. Remind yourself constantly. And sometimes this may come also in the form of affirmations. So maybe you start off the day or end off the day. It's up to you. Maybe you start off or end off by saying things like, you know, I am a determined person. I am a very loyal person to the people I love. I am very confident about the things that I can do because I know that I can do them. I am a very persistent person. If I don't understand something, then I will work to make myself better understand. Just things like that. Because really, when you're back-talking yourself, you're making your mental health suffer because of the attitudes and unrealistic ideals you might often place on yourself. And a bit of society, a lot of that has to do with how society views things. Like, as I talked about in my first video, my first two videos, part 1 and part 2, the idea of having a healthy body image and ditching the morality with food, that works into our subconscious a bit, I believe, but I think we can also counteract that self-consciousness by reminding ourselves of just what makes us great inside. Now, maybe you're the kind of person that doesn't really believe that there's anything special about you. Well then, I offer you this solution. Try thinking about something that you enjoy doing, you know? Chances are, if you enjoy doing something, you're more likely to get better at it over time. Maybe something like reading, you know? Maybe you don't mind reading for like an hour, half an hour, a long period of time, you know? Then you could tell yourself, I am great at keeping my attention on things that matter to me. You know, that is important. It's not putting on airs. I'm not saying put on airs and act all confident all the time to make like a mask or a facade to hide your insecurities. I mean, everyone has insecurities. I'm definitely no different from you who may have those kind of mental thoughts. But, you know, just like anything, I don't think the problem is really getting rid of them completely. I think they're probably going to be always there in some form, but the key is powering through them, you know, having these approaches that can help you overcome them when you feel like you're about to have another mental argument with yourself. And really, the only one who can change all this is you. So just remember, you are a special person no matter what anyone or yourself may think, or you may think yourself. So really, I guess it all falls into another topic that I'm going to touch base on in my next video, so stay tuned for that in about a week or so. Why you're worth more than your accomplishments. So as we leave off, I just want to offer you one final question. Think about this. The next time you want to talk back to yourself, put yourself down, berate yourself, whatever it may be, whatever the situation may be, Think about the stuff you know you have accomplished. Think about the stuff that you know you are good at. Be it intangible like determination or courage or persistence, or tangible things like maybe things that you have created, things that you have made as an artist, maybe as a chef, maybe in music, you know, in sports, whatever applies to you. Really just anything. And don't ever try to tell yourself that you're not special. I know that pops up a lot, that you feel like you're not a very worthwhile person, but I assure you, you are. Because I like to think of us as, well, we never asked to be born on Earth, okay? So if you're watching this, if you are a living, breathing human being, or really any kind of organism, I guess, you are worthwhile. You were put on this earth for a reason. And so you just need to stick to your confidence, stick to that inner confidence that you can cultivate, and go with it. You know, you were put on this earth for a reason, so just go with it. You know, you are a worthwhile human being, no matter what anybody, including yourself, believes or tells you otherwise. So if you were put on this earth for a reason, go find your purpose. Get out there and go find your purpose, your thrill, your reason, your inspiration, you know. And really, it's by accomplishing little things, I think you can really become a better version of yourself. Not that you're not already a good version of yourself, but I think By better, I mean like you can grow a more confident and more aware version of yourself, maybe. One that is, if you're not already, happy and acknowledging of the things that you can do. Because I know this can be a very big step for a lot of people, myself included, but I think it's really important that we cultivate a society of people that are determined with what they do, that are happy, that are loving the life they live, and at the same time living the life they love, however that may, whatever form that may come in. So that wraps it up for today, and like I mentioned, stay tuned because my next video we're going to dive into why you are worth more than your accomplishments. So, till next time, Talky Hands out.